Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to another Doubutsu Sentai Zyuohger review. Today we are reviewing the massive Cube number 10, Deluxe Cube Whale, also known as Dodekai-oh. Without further ado, let's take a look. Alright, Cube number 10, Cube Whale. And Cube Whale is the largest cube of the entire line. It does not connect or stack with the other cube animals because the other cube animals are a lot smaller. I mean, a lot smaller. There you go. There's your size comparison there. But it is still a cube. Still impressed they pulled this off. I thought after Cube Rhinos having no cube mode, Cube Whale would be the same way, but here we are with a giant cube. It does kind of roll because of the wheels on the bottom for its other modes, but you know, it's not necessarily supposed to. Really cool though, really do dig Cube Whale and its cube mode. So in order to transform this guy, every bit of the transformation reflects how Cube Eagle transformed, which is all spring-loaded. So in order to do this, you need to use the Kai-oh spear and insert it straight down in the middle of the cube. As you can see, there is this nice gaping hole. So when you insert this straight down into Cube Whale, he now becomes Cube Whale. So it goes from the Cube 10 mode to Cube Whale. Love the spring-loaded transformation on this guy. It is so cool. I just like how both sides flip out. You can do this manually. If you don't have the Kai-oh spear for some reason, you can just hit the little, there's a little tab right here, and that'll flip out the leg. It does not click in any position except it just locks there. And here we have Cube Whale. Let's put this back in. Now Cube Whale, he's just fantastic. I love him. He's really big. Again, I'll just bring in Cube Eagle, since that was the first cube. So you can see here's Cube Eagle compared to Cube Whale. So he is proportionately bigger, which is awesome. I love how the rhino and the whale are bigger than the rest of the animals, because the rest of the animals are roughly the same size. I just like how these 9 and 10 are much bigger. But you can see he's got two giant missiles here, which can launch projectiles. He's got, looks like a little bit of water spewing out the top. You can press this button here, and it does that. So it just kind of does a little bit of a water spout up there, which I think is awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to Cube Whale. So let's transform him into Dodekai-oh. Here we have the Dodekai-oh. Now Dodekai-oh is massive. He is a big old robot. This is the first of the Zyuohger mecha to actually transform in and of itself without having to go out with anybody. Tousai Zyuoh was 90% Cube Rhinos, but you still needed Crocodile and Wolf to finish it. This is strictly Cube Whale to Dodekai-oh, which is super cool. Now, as you saw in the transformation, everything is spring-loaded. So the head and the arms flip out on a spring when you turn this little thing, and this becomes a nice little weapon. Now what's odd is that in the show, you can actually hold it as a spear, so there's a little handle that I can carry it by. But as you can see, there's no handle. He can't carry it how he does in the show, which is kind of like this. It strictly just clips onto his arm for the gun formation. Now naturally the gimmick still works, so you got that firing blast effect, which is cool. I mean, that's a neat little thing. And it uses some nice clear plastic on the head, which I think is nice. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Articulation is limited here. It would have been nice for the legs to have something, since they are free. Like maybe be able to just sit like that, but they can't. They have to clip in. So he's just kind of standing stock still. But yeah, he's really cool. I do dig this mode. There's not a whole lot to it, though. It is kind of weird. And the giant gaping hole in the mouth, in the chest, that's a slight issue. It kind of looks nice from here because there's some molded detail back there, but from there, it looks a little off. But overall, Dodekai-oh, he's not bad. And he is quite big. Like I said, here he is next to Zyuoh King. Makes Zyuoh King look tiny, which is just kind of funny. So, anyways, that is pretty much all there is to Dodekai-oh. So talking about the toy by itself, is Cube Whale worth it? If you love whales, get it by itself, sure. The shipping is going to be kind of insane on this guy because he is really heavy. His box size is not as big as I thought it would be. It's definitely not Lion Hao levels of big. But he is going to be kind of expensive to ship. It's definitely one of those things you're going to want to get if you have the other 9 main Zyuoh Cubes and the other 4 Doubutsu series. But if you're only getting him, it's not so much worth it unless it's like a super cheap price. If you can get him $50 or less and you just want a cool mecha that transforms on its own, go for it. I don't know if I'd recommend it standalone though, unless you have to love the design a whole lot to spend that much just to get him by himself. But I keep talking about how it's better if you have the other Zyuoh Cubes. Naturally, because this is Super Sentai, all the Zyuoh Cubes combined, so let's get started. 14 Zyuoh Cubes, 4 mecha, 4 weapons, all together. Let's go.
Wild Tousai Dodeka King!
Here is Wild Tousai Dodeka King, the final combination for Doubutsu Sentai Zyuohger's mecha line. By final combination, I mean the last one to put everything together. This is massive. And how massive, might you ask? Well, gonna get my main complaint out of the way. Big King Sword, Big Wild Cannon, Rhino's Horn, and the Rhino's Trailer aren't used in this combo at all, which is heavily disappointing because Wild Tousai King brought every single part together, and now we just have like a trailer full of parts that has nothing to do. So that's fun. It also does not incorporate any of the alternate combination cubes or repaint cubes that we haven't reviewed yet. It doesn't involve anything else. This is the combination. This thing is kind of weird. First of all, I love the numbering here. Because if you run down the things here, you got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I think making 8 of the cubes legs, that was ingenious. Because what else are you going to do with 8 cubes? Aside from putting them in a trailer body formation. But with what they were working with here, in order to make Cube Whale a really solid toy, which it is, they went with this. Which, I mean, okay. The arms are weird. The arms are made out of the 4 weapon cubes. Which means he has a cannon and a drill for a hand. And they're not really that bulky, so it looks really awkward in the proportions. He's got these super long legs and these super stubby arms. It kind of mass shifted better in the show because stuff like this would get shrunk up a little bit in the actual suit. And there wouldn't be so much clutter around his head. Speaking of the head, I love the head. I think the head's probably the best part. The face on it is fantastic. This helmet piece came off of the Kaio spear. A little extra part there. And the head actually flips out from the side of the arm of Dodekai-oh, which I thought was really cool. I actually couldn't figure out where the head was at first. And the Kaio spear, of course, the little firing gimmick still works up there, which is really cool. Again, love this little window here that has the spot for Cube Rhinos, which, by the way, Cube Rhinos is just inserted straight into his back. There's a couple of tabs holding him in, but he goes there. There's a little door that folds down. It's kind of like a ramp almost, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this just goes in, and he locks into place. He's not going to fall out or anything. And yes, And now, for the legs, when I first saw this combination, I was like, oh no, I know how well the cubes stay together. You stack more than 3 and it starts getting shaky. Well, luckily, it's okay. Everything is stable. The 2 missile pieces from Dodekai-oh slide down the top 3 of these cubes, so it holds those 3 in place, and the bottom 2 are fine. This thing, if anything, it is stable. I'm trying to knock it over, and it can knock over, but it's not going to fall apart unless you, like, drop it. It is not as sturdy as Wild Tousai King, I will say that much. But like I said, he is absolutely massive. The box lists him at being 465 millimeters tall, which means he is a insanely tall robot. Not quite to the height of Pyramidas, but he does tower over Lion-Ha-oh. I would bring Lion-Ha-oh into the frame, but I'm out of space as it is with just this guy, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. So overall, Wild Tousai Dodeka King is the culmination of collecting a year's worth of Sentai mecha. Is it worth it? Well, that depends. I find that Cube Whale is neat on his own, but he does lack in a lot of areas, and Wild Tousai Dodeka King also lacks in a lot of areas, especially since Wild Tousai King was basically perfect. So it's really up to you. Do you like this final combination? Because I personally think it's really cool seeing everything combined, but I'm not completely sold that this was like, should have been the final one, or there could have been some different ways around this. As it is, Cube Whale is very hollow. So I'm kind of like here or there. I love Cube Whale. Dodekai-oh is neat. I just love the Cube Whale mode, really. And this combination is gigantic. I love big old Sentai mecha combos. Because if you were looking at my floor right now, I have a Revolver Mammoth with Tenkyu Shinpujin sitting in it, and I have a Shurikenjin Ha-oh and a freaking King Paramiter over here. But I love big Sentai robots. I think that's where part of it comes from, but it does feel underwhelming after Wild Tousai King being so good of a combo. So it's kind of up to you. If you want to spend the extra money, complete the collection if you're completing stuff. Otherwise, I'd honestly just recommend kind of stopping at Wild Tousai King. Dodekai-oh is for those dedicated Zyuohger fans and for the people that want a complete collection. Heck, I may end up displaying it as Wild Tousai King plus Dodekai-oh, and that's how I have it. I don't know. But yeah, Wild Tousai Dodeka King is a little bit of a mess, and I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it, try to gloss over that. It is a messy combo, but it's still a cool one, and its final attack in the show is super awesome, which kind of made me love it even more. So, we have come to the end of the normal Zyuohger reviews, but this line is not over. After Cube Whale, we not only got a new changer, we got a new cube, plus we kind of skipped over all the repaint cubes that came out for the movie and for the show and for promotions. So stay tuned. There are 3 more Zyuohger videos coming up. We have, next up, the Zyuoh Changer Final. So be sure to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to see more Zyuohger, Power Rangers, Sentai, Kamen Rider, and the weekly podcast, The Soundcast, here on Soundout 12. And always stay up to date by hitting that bell, as it'll send you a notification every time I upload a video. I try to do at least 2 videos a week. Sometimes there's only 1, but we'll see how it goes. And I will ask all of you out there, what do you think of Wild Tousai Dodeka King, and what is your favorite final combo from Super Sentai or Power Rangers? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.